making hay.
Hello everybody, welcome to Bales Hay Farm and Ranch. I am Trevor Bales. I'm standing in a field. You've just watched us rip, disc, laser, and now he is planting. See those little lines? I messed up. I wasn't able to make it here when he was running the borders. I did discuss the borders are the only thing out here that have been put up with GPS. Land plane, he had GPS on here, but we didn't get to film that either. So there are a couple things I missed. Anyways, here's the planter. We run a little Brilliant. We just rebuilt it. That was in the last video. It was just the gears in there, or not the gears, but the little cups were just worn out, dropping too much seed. Anyways, before we get into it, sponsors. The biggest, the best is Bales Hay. Without Bales Hay, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing. If you need hay, or someone you know needs hay, we ship hay all over the United States. Feed stores, private. If you've got a bunch of horses, we'll send it to you. Or if you're just tired of the hay that your feed store currently has, we'll send it to them. Give us a call, 623-386-2988, or email us. You can email me, trevor@baleshay.com, and I will forward it to the important person that will contact you. Gosh, you see this, that shade line for my hat? Like, I have the worst hat head. Let's look at it's red, down, white, up. Ugh. I'm gonna wear my big hat. Anyways, next, PDI, Performance Diesel Incorporated. Awesome performance truck parts. I mean, not performance so much they're gonna make it faster, cooler, which they will. That'll also help with your diesel, with your miles per gallon. That's what his goal is, actually, to make you get more miles cheaper. So you can get a programmer, you can get an intake manifold, exhaust manifold, all sorts of stuff. Turbos, if your turbo goes out, they make awesome turbos, and it's all made here in America. The only thing not made in America is the chip inside the programmer. Apparently there aren't very many chip manufacturers here in the U.S. Then Forney, shop parts, welding, good stuff, and Fluidol, more shop stuff, oil containment, oil things, shop things. But yeah, I love Fluidol. Love them both. Right off, a lot of people are going to ask, why is your planter so short? It's only like 20 foot wide or less. I don't know. I'm looking at it right now. It probably looks like 15 foot maybe from there to there. Because of these borders, and if you remember, sorry, I'm going to repeat myself, a lot of people are going to know, look, there's some alfalfa that survived everything. That's a survivor right there, buddy. Anyways, these borders, which are here for irrigation purposes, that keeps the water from this point to that point, right between there. So we'll get, that ditch will be full of water, and the pressure from the ditch being elevated higher than the dirt, that end is lower than this end. The water will only flow right here. And since it's been lasered, you'll see when we irrigate this field, that water will all run very close together, or very close. Part of it won't be further down the field than the other part. So because we have these borders now, if we had a big 80-foot planter or 50-foot planter, these borders are not all the same. Because this field is real flat, these borders are like 126 foot apart. Sometimes they are not that. We always make the borders on divisible by 32. I think we go off our swather, so it always gets an even number of passes. You don't want an odd number, because the rake rakes two passes together, and when you have an odd number, then you get your rake is making a pass, not putting hay together. So it's always, I think the swather 16-foot head, so 32. So divisible by 32. Well, if you have a planter that's not, then you're going to have some overlap. And if you have a real big planter, you could end up overlapping. Like if we had a 50-foot planter, you could be overlapping 40 foot. Like you'd be overlapping 45 feet. Well, with a 20 or 15-foot planter, the most I'm overlapping is 14 foot. So that's why really everyone in this area, especially, or that has borders, we all run these smaller planters. Where bigger farms, they'll run multiple planters. We just run the one. It's a Brilliant. It's an old Brilliant. We originally partnered with another farmer. He's since retired and shut down, but and we just bought him out. But it's an old Brilliant. When I opened the first one, they're rocks. Those are rocks he has found out in the field, and he's putting them in the other seed bin. Well, that other bin's actually for fertilizer. But so the way those rollers work, there's two sets of rollers: a roller on the front, roller on the back. It's the roller on the front is making a bed for the seed to land into. The seed goes through these. They're little. It's like a gear. It falls between the teeth, and then it falls down in here. Then the roller falls straight down to the dirt, and the roller behind it covers it up. So that's how it's a super simple design. A lot of guys, if this was steeper ground, we will drill alfalfa into the ground on steeper fields, get the seed a little bit deeper in the ground so the water doesn't run it over or doesn't open it up and make it flow away. Hey, seeds are so small, it's kind of hard to find them. There's one. Where are you? As Tucker would say, where are you? There's one. So you can't even hardly tell. We didn't get this knife. My buddy Tom sent it to me. Tom, I know you're watching. The ZT, zero tolerance. Anyways, yeah, we don't want the alfalfa very deep. This flat stuff, even those seeds that were just sitting on top, they'll probably settle down in the dirt and germinate as well. But on that steeper stuff, you've got to get it in the soil a little bit deeper, or that water will just wash it away. Today I'm jumping on the grader, but before I do that, let's go check on the other tractors running. Maybe we can catch the disc. He should be in this. He's either ripping or he's disking. I don't know what he's doing right now. We're gonna find out. Finally get to see the land plane going. The land plane's not. I don't want to say it's not super important. I mean, it is important. It really, with the length of it, it really spreads out. When he hits bumps on the front and the back, that the bucket, the blade in the middle, doesn't change as much. It doesn't go up and down. So it's great for knocking down any humps before the laser comes in, and then it's really good afterwards, because every time that laser makes a turn, which you can see when the drone goes up in the air, it leaves a little. I call it slobber. It's like the dirt slobbers out, but it leaves a little berm. If we don't take that out and we plant right over the top of those, which we've done in the past, you fill those with every piece of equipment, the swather and the roadsider and the rakes especially. They're moving at the highest speeds, going through the field, and so they feel those, and it makes it miserable. But we thought we could save a little money and not do it. And this been several years since that happened. But it's kind of funny, since that was our old laser setup. Here, with our new one, it's just a different, nicer bucket made. The system we used to pull, I mean, it was made for that, but not specifically probably in agriculture for what we're doing with it. It was made, had a blade that moved back and forth inside. You could fill the bucket with dirt and then dump it. Or this is 100% made for ag and lasering fields. And it really doesn't leave much of a ridge where he turned. This is all the only ridge it's really leaving is right here. This little hump. The old one left a much bigger hump. It'd be interesting to ask Pablo if he can feel it. Now, if we drove through here in my pickup, I'd be able to feel it. And so it's not as bad as it used to be, but you can still feel it. And so that's why we do run the Rovies. See, look at watching him drive, you can see him hit it. Like you still feel it. But the Rovies, my friend Todd, who's been on the show several times. See you, Pablo. Oh, it's rusty. See, there's a hole I kicked in it on accident. They've got this super cool, real wide. It's like 40-foot wide, and it just smooths everything real nice. I've wanted to find one of those, but this works just fine. We use it before we laser, and we use it after. Before we laser, we set it pretty deep, and it really knocks down any ruts that the ripper leaves. One year I was running it, and I didn't set the bucket very, very deep. When I say bucket, the part that carries the dirt, I didn't have it set deep enough, and so it didn't take out the ripper ridges. And there's a 120-acre field, and so for the next 4 years, you could feel those ripper where the shanks went down, the ground settled, and where the shanks didn't go, the ground was higher. So for 4 years, you could feel where those ripper shanks were. So it's very important to have this set right and set it low enough to where you feel like you're moving a lot of dirt, and you kind of are, but it's knocking down those ridges, filling in the spots the shanks went. So that first time we use it, it is moving quite a bit of dirt, which is burning quite a bit of diesel. But this time around right here, where he just finished, where he saw him fly, or where I flew around him, he's not moving very much dirt. He's just knocking down those little small ridges and making it nice and smooth before the planter comes in. This is our Challenger. It's not a big, I think it's a 125 for the PTO. Does it say right here? No. I don't know, whatever. It's a 2014. Gosh dang, this thing's gonna be 10 years old next year. Wow. MT585D. I don't know what that means. But anyways, we had this Agco tractor. Had like, oh my gosh, had like 12,000 hours on it. Had so many hours for out here. And man, we used it all the time. It was a good tractor. I broke the axle on it, actually. And so this was on a lease somewhere, and we needed a tractor bad, because the axle broke, and this was on a lease. They brought this up, and we tried it out. It was, oh gosh, it was like half the price of a deer. So we bought it, and it's been really good for, I think it was 2 years old when we got it. So if it's 10 years old, 10 years next year, we'll have had it 8 years next year. But it's been a really good tractor. And not a ton of problems. I remember we had some issues with the fuel tank, kept cracking, and we had to replace the fuel tank several times. But other than that, I remember to the GPS at one point, I'd be building borders, like straight line, and it would just like turn as hard as it could, like whoa, like you'd almost throw you out of the seat, because I'm trying to do like a straight line, right? And then it would just turn and just start doing a circle. And there were a few times where I had everything, the disc picked up. It's like, what is going on? I'd just be driving straight, and I just let it do its thing, just because I wanted to see what it would do, just being young and dumb. And it just like the tightest circle, it just, and I don't remember what happened. Probably just reset it, and it's probably fine. That's how it always seems to go. But it's been a good tractor. Man, these tires are getting a little worn. Yeah, land plane. I don't know. I don't pay attention to much of the rest of the country, but I think a lot of other places use land planes. A lot of people don't know this, how these metal wheels, these are metal wheels and they're flat like that. It's to squish bugs. It's great for squishing bugs. The bug squisher. Well, I ran out of time on the SIM card. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Every comment, every like, every share helps. You guys have a great day. We'll see ya.